Could Vivi bring Hollow One back in Modern by opening up some ridiculous combo lines? That's what we're going to find out today. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and today we're heading to Modern to play one of my favorite archetypes, which is Hollow One, but with a super spicy Final Fantasy twist. This is Vivi Combo Hollow One, and this deck can do all the traditional Hollow One stuff, but it also has a super weird spicy combo plan around Vivi Ornithir. So let's talk about the deck, what it's trying to do, jump into a league and see the deck in action. So we start off looking like a traditional Hollow One deck. If you don't remember Hollow One, it's the 5-mana 4/4, but it costs 2 less for each card we've cycled or discarded during the turn. So if we discard a bunch of cards, we get to play them for free, maybe as early as turn 1, and we have cards like Burning Inquiry, Faithless Looting, Winter Night Stories that let us draw and discard to get the cost of Hollow One down. And then we also have some backup payoffs for all this drawing and discarding. Marauding Mako, whenever we discard a card, it gets a counter, so if we Burning Inquiry, it's going to get 3 counters. If we Winter Night Stories, it's going to get 2 counters most likely. Faithless Looting, 2 counters. Regardless, it grows really quickly in the 1-drop slot. Psychic Frog, just kind of a busted card that also lets us discard cards from our hand, draws us some cards, and then Detective Phoenix is really good in the graveyard since we can bestow it for 1 mana, put it on our Hollow One or our Mako or our Frog, give it flying, give it haste, give it +2/+2, get in for a bunch of damage in the air. So this is all pretty traditional Hollow One stuff, but then we have the very spicy Vivi Egg of the Soul Cauldron plan. So since we have all these cards that can fill our graveyard, Faithless Looting, Burning Inquiry, Winter Night Stories, as we are doing our Hollow One stuff, what we want to do is get a Vivi in our graveyard and find an Egg of the Soul Cauldron. So Vivi, it has an activated ability, which is pay 0 to make X blue or red mana equal to its power, only during our turn, only once a turn. So if we can get a Vivi under an Egg of the Soul Cauldron, we will give all of our creatures with counters this ability, which does some really absurd stuff with Marauding Mako, for example, which just gets a ton of counters. Orcish Bowmaster makes an army that has a bunch of counters on it. We can even just use Soul Cauldron to put a counter in a Hollow One, and all of a sudden we have a Hollow One that can use Vivi's ability to make 5 mana, and this allows for these ridiculous combo turns, where we can just make a huge amount of mana by moving Vivi's ability around a bunch of different creatures, making 10, 20 extra mana during the turn, and using this to cast a ton of card draw spells, flood the board with Hollow Ones, and maybe even win the game on the spot. If we find a Walking Ballista, if we get a Walking Ballista under a Soul Cauldron after we build this huge board using Vivi's ability, we can just remove counters from all of our creatures to ping our opponent, maybe burn them out of the game on the spot. So this adds a really interesting new element to the Hollow One strategy. We can still just flood the board with a bunch of Hollow Ones on turn 1, on turn 2, and beat you down with 4/4s, but we can also have this almost Storm-style combo kill, where we use Soul Cauldron to give everything Vivi's ability and just play through a ton of our deck in a turn until we eventually win the game. Otherwise, for removal, we get a couple copies of Lightning Bolt, not really a removal heavy deck. Mana base, pretty typical Modern stuff. Fetches, Shocks, a Surveil land, some fast lands, 1 basic mountain. In the sideboard, Fulminator Mage, probably my favorite sideboard card. If we run into like an Eldrazi deck, Amulet Titan, some sort of land style deck, we can Fulminator Mage to blow up a land, but then we can also Soul Cauldron it to give all of our creatures with counters its ability, so we can kind of like build our own Armageddon, almost a one-sided Armageddon, where we sack all of our creatures to blow up all of our opponent's lands. We get some counters, Meltdown for artifact decks, a bit more removal, Surgical Extraction for graveyards, Props Eidetic Memory, just a one of, but it's another card that's really good if our graveyard gets shut down. Kind of a backup plan. We can just draw all of our cards, make something big, win that way. And that is Vivi Combo Hollow One for Modern. And that's our deck for today. So let's jump into a league and see if Vivi can bring Hollow One back in the Modern format. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. We are playing some Modern today. We are playing some Vivi Hollow One, but this hand is more of a Frog Shark hand. Sounds actually kind of cute, though, because we can play, assuming stuff lives and we don't get combo killed on turn 2 or something, we Mako into Psychic Frog, discard the Phoenixes, put the Phoenixes on the Shark and Frog, hit you for a ton of damage. We got to plan. It's not the Hollow One plan, but we do have a plan, and it kind of seems at least somewhat realistic, I would say. Realistic adjacent, at least. Opponent leads on an Ocelot Pride. Okay, so looks like Energy, which is still the big deck in the format. Well, let's Spire Bluff Canal and get down a Mako. We might be able to get a blowout here. We might. Because we can cycle this Street Wraith at instant speed. Our opponent can have removal, but I think that's our hope. Is block with the Shark, maybe kill the Ocelot Pride. I guess if our opponent has to spend removal on this, then it increases the odds of Psychic Frog sticking. I mean, we gotta go for it. So block the Pride and cycle Street Wraith. Haha, discarded a card at instant speed. Oh, did it work? Street Wraith, the removal spell? Got him. Okay. That was pretty good. And opponent doesn't even play anything. Well, we will. Bloodstained Mire. Crack a Bloodstained Mire. No swamp, so we're going to have to take a Blood Crypt untapped. Ouch. Down to 15. Get down the Frog. Go to combat. Hit you with the Shark. I don't think we're going to go like aggro discard yet. Next turn. Next turn's a big turn. Opponent. Don't kill the Frog. Cracks. Going to get a Elegant Parlour. Do we win next turn? I feel like this setup can actually deal a ton of damage if we're not disrupted. Opponent. Flage. I think we're okay. Flage. Gonna go at what? Gonna go with the Mako. So we are going to discard a Phoenix. Grow the Mako. Grow the Frog. Discard the Phoenix, grow the Mako, grow the Frog. Opponent gains a little life. Flage goes to the graveyard. And passing, okay. We draw a hollow one. So, I think step 1, faithless looting. Discard and an opponent scoops it up. What we're going to be able to do there. Wow. Yeah, I mean, was that just actually straight up lethal on turn 3? Frog is a messed up card. So wait, let's think about this. So we discard 2. So this is 6 power. So this is 6 power, 7, 8, 9. Then we can play the hollow one. Then we can Winter Night Stories from the graveyard. It was going to be, I think we probably had lethal there. My brain doesn't want to think through all of it, but we're going to accept that we probably had lethal there. Opponent playing the energy deck. What do we want against energy? Or maybe we are already set up to beat energy. Rough Tumble actually seems pretty good. Rough Tumble and Holy Heat, maybe? Don't need the consigns, don't need the meltdowns, don't need Fulminator, don't need surgical. I guess I could see an argument for Brazen Borrower, but I don't think it's like super necessary. How do we fit in 4 cards? That is like, oh man, Shark Frog. Shark to Frog. Shark to Crab. Actually kind of a combo. What are we cutting? So there's probably some matchups where it's correct to cut the Vivi combo, but we're not going to cut the Vivi combo because I want to do the Vivi combo because it's fun. Not that this is necessarily one of those matchups anyway. So what can we cut? Bowmaster is great. Fog is good. I mean, like, go down to Phoenix, go down to Stories. Maybe we just trim, go down to Street Wraith, and 1. Maybe we go 1 Cauldron. Let's try it like that. All right. On to game 2, we're going to be on the draw. Boy, that was explosive. Yeah, I mean, I guess we keep this because Bowmaster seems good. Ocelot Pride. Ugh. Might not be fast enough this time. Removal. More Vivis. Well, let's play a Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think we're going to get hit by this silly Ocelot Pride this turn, and we can't stop it. We don't have a shark for blocking. Opponent gets in, does Ocelot Pride stuff. Plays even more Ocelot Prides. All right, life is getting worse. We will take a Blood Crypt tapped. Double Pride. Well, and a land. Sure about it. Yeah. Makes 2 cats. And yeah. This might be one of those games that is not close in either direction. Game 1, we kind of ran away with it, and now they have the double Ocelot Pride to our opponent, Bloodstained Mire. So we can flash in the Bowmasters to kill an Ocelot Pride. But then what do we do? So Bowmasters gets rid of a Pride. Do we double block the second one? Land for our opponent. And Voice of Victory. Well, 1, 2. Gotta play the Bowmasters. Snipe a Pride. I think we actually... Wow, they just pass. Okay, that's good news. Opponent passes. We draw Blackleaf Cliffs. Now, 1, 2. Let's get down the Frog. Play a Bloodstained Mire. And I think we just pass. Stay on defense. We could have played Vivi. Next turn, though, we can Vivi plus Faithless Looting, which seems better. Vivi plus Looting, discard the other Vivi. Found it. Surveil land off the Arid Mesa. Gonna find a card to leave on top. Okay. Well, let's see what our opponent's got. Arid Mesa. And Sephiroth. Okay. It's a good card. That's like, oh, and it gains a life, so it triggers the Ocelot Pride. Look at the Sephiroth synergies. Opponent's popping off with the Sephiroth. Opponent. I don't even know what that's from, but ever since Tomer and Crim started going Sephiroth, I can't, it's kind of fun. I feel like a poser because I don't know what they're referencing, but but still, it's just fun. All right, opponent going to trigger our Bowmasters for us. Thank you very much. Kill your Ocelot Pride, which is going to trigger the Sephiroth again. And opponent cracks Arid Mesa. I mean, the Bowmasters ended up being clutch there. Planes for our opponent, and even more Ocelot Prides. Sure. Opponent. No attacks. Makes a cat. Well, let's see what we can see. Detective's Phoenix. So I think the plan is Wooded Foothill. Crack Wooded Foothill. Grab the mountain. 1, 2, and 3. Play the Vivi. Faithless Looting. Trigger the Vivi. Draw and discard. Ouch. Those were not great cards. So we're going to discard Detective's Phoenix and Bloodstain. Actually, let's just go Spirebluff Blood Crypt. Exile 3. We do want to draw a card here. Exile 3 cards. Oh my god, that's the Soul Cauldron. Okay. Well, we will just pass the turn and see what happens. If we still have a board next turn's going to get interesting. Goblin Bombardment. That reduces the odds of us having a board. Also increases odds of the Sephiroth flipping. Opponent. Gonna sack. And ping the Bowmaster. We get drained. Cracks the Marsh Flats. What's his last card? Sacred Foundry. Untap down to 15. Season Pyro to draw more cards. Yeah, that is a big board. Okay, so we're going to have to have a pretty amazing turn. We can have a very interesting turn. Opponent. Gonna sack. Going to ping the Orc Army. Okay. Gonna sack. So they want to flip the Sephiroth. Opponent flips Sephiroth. Pings the Orc Army. We get drained. Attacks. Sacks the tokens. We get drained. So we drop to 8, and then we block. So we have to, like, win the game this turn. That seems tricky. But we do have a Soul Cauldron. Found it. Sacks. Oh, they actually... Wow, that's actually straight up lethal. Oh, wait. Does it trigger off Sephiroth dying, too? Oh, yeah, we're definitely dead. Yep. All right. Well... Sure. Man, Modern is ridiculously fast. Oh, we were going to get to do the things too and the stuff. Yeah, all right, run it back. Run it back. We're on the play. That's all that matters. It turns out that you can play just about any Final Fantasy 3 drop in Sephiroth, and it's decent. It's decent somehow. We're going to keep this. We do need to find some black manas, and hopefully soon for the Sorkish Bowmasters. But we got the Baby Shark, which is a pretty big deal. All right, well, Spire Bluff, and Marauding Mako. Go. Opponent, Sacred Foundry, untapped. And Guide of Souls. Boo and his opponent passes. We draw. Burning Inquiry. Play a Faithless Looting. Discard and discard. Grow the Shark. Play a Blood Crypt, untapped. Burning Inquiry. Let's see what happens. Spin it to win it. Grow the Shark. And hit you for 6? All right. I mean, that's a big shark, pestered. Found it. Down to 12. Ocelot Pride. Sure. And a tap land. Can we win this turn? I don't think we can quite win. But we can get in for a lot. Opponent combat. Gets in, hits us. Down to 17. Sure. Ocelot Pride triggers, gets an energy. We untap. Lightning Bolt. Wait, 6? We can hit our opponent to 1? So we can Bloodstain Mire. Crack it. Steam Vents untapped. Orcish Bowmasters. Get rid of the Ocelot Pride. And then, yeah, I think we go for it. Detective Phoenix on the Mako. Actually, is that worth it? We could also just kill this Guide of Souls. Let's go to combat. Let's get in with the Mako. I think we're going to wait. I think we're going to kill the Guide of Souls. Get in. Opponent. Going to block with a cat token. Sure. So if our opponent goes to play something, we kill the Guide of Souls. Opponent cracks down to 13. And then hopefully we just one-shot them next turn. If they kill the Shark, it gets annoying. Opponent, wow, down to 11 for the Godless Shrine. Opponent. I mean, we will take 1. Wow, Wrath of the Skies. Okay, okay. I mean, that is bad for us. Sweeps the board. Well, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, play the Vivi. That's all we can do. Play the Vivi past the turn. Oh, all right. I don't know how this goes now. That Wrath was huge. We didn't have lethal the turn before. We could have hit our opponent low, but not lethal. Opponent Blood Crypt tapped. And Voice of Victory. Opponent passing. Can we draw some creatures, please? Walking Ballista. Well, let's, on the Vivi, exile, exile, exile. Trigger Vivi. Grow Vivi. Oh, how can we do this? That's 3. Bolt your face. And Vivi is such an absurd card. Lightning Bolt your face. Down to 7. Trigger Vivi. Make mana with Vivi. It'll be red. Detective Phoenix of Vivi. Exile, 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 exile. Putting it to 5. Egg of the Soul Cauldron. And opponent. Dead, dead, dead. Vivi Detective Phoenix. Wow, Vivi. Vivi's a messed up magic card. It is a messed up magic card. That is Vivi in Hollow 1. Coming down at 0 power. Ending up 7 power. It's essentially, if you untap with Vivi, it just combo. It's just a combo. No matter what you're doing, it's just a combo. And that is us taking down the best deck in Modern through a Wrath of Skies to destroy our board. Okay, this deck might be sweet. This deck might be sweet. Vivi is hilariously broken. Oh my god. Okay, I know during spoiler season I was like, I'm kind of in the middle. Is it actually going to be fast enough for prowess and standard? The more I actually get a chance to play with Vivi, though, holy my goodness gracious, is that a magic card? It probably shouldn't be a magic card, but it is, and it can do some things. Wow. We got to keep this, right? We got the Burning Inquiry. It could be anything. Found it. Zach, oh, okay. Opponent might be hammer timing. Zach Fair makes me think it could be hammer time. Well, let's see what happens. Opponent passes. We draw Detective Phoenix. All right, we're going to be a little greedy. We're going to start with the Mako Mako. Get down the shark. And then next turn we can grow this when we Burning Inquiry. Hopefully not discard the hollow one. Hopefully draw and discard like a Vivi or something. And hit some lands. It's going to be interesting. I mean, if they just have a Colossus Hammer, it's pretty rough. If they go like Sigarda's Aid Colossus Hammer. Opponent, Sacred Foundry, untapped, and Corey Steel Cutter, okay. Do you have a second spell? No. Opponent, gonna get in for one. Sure. Well, we'll take it. And, oh my god, this could be so good. All right, don't discard the hollow ones, Magic Gods. Well, spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Burning Inquiry, keep these hollow ones, please. Please, please, please. Okay, we did not discard a hollow one. We get some counters on the Mako, so we get to play a hollow one. We get to play a hollow one. We get to Steam Vents untapped, collect evidence 6, cycle Street Wraith. This was a turn. And then Detectives Phoenix on a hollow one. Exile. Oh my god. Okay. Hollow one's back. Combat. Hit ya. Opponent takes 11. All right. Kill us if you can. Opponent down to 7. Did we get him? Did we get him with the hollow ones? Opponent Mox Hammer. Okay. Gonna trigger the Steel Cutter. There are still ways that we die here. Mox Opal triggers the Cutter. Spell number 2. Definitely hammer time. Opponent equips. I mean, we're at 13, so they definitely need like Sigarda's Aid plus hammer. Cassandra, okay, gonna tutor up a Spear of Leonidas. Does not have the mana to equip does have the mana to equip, but can't play it untapped, or they die to the hollow one. I mean, I think our opponent has to stay on defense, right? Opponent. Pass it. We draw. Oh, it's a lightning bolt. That is the perfect timing for that. We're going to go to combat. We're going to get in with the flying hollow one. Hit ya. Down to 1. And bolt your face. Hollow one back. Hollow one's back. I love this deck. Man, I love Modern. Oh, goodness. Okay, that went pretty well. What do we want against Hammer Time, though? That's the real question. Meltdown actually seems kind of hilarious. We can't pass that up. Unholy Heat, maybe? Brazen? Do we want Brazen Borrower? I think Props is probably for Graveyard Hate. What are we going down is the other question. That's going to be the tough thing with this deck is how do we actually cut stuff? Can we cut Bowmasters? Bowmasters seems kind of fillery. It's a good card, but it doesn't do anything specifically with our plan. Let's cut that. Maybe, we need the Winter Night Stories. Ballista goes with the Cauldron, goes with the Vivi. Bowmasters, I just don't think it kills anything, and I don't think they draw cards. You know what? Maybe we cut all the Bowmasters. I don't know if that's too greedy or not. Let's cut all the Bowmasters. And let's go one Winter Night Stories, I think. Bring in the removal. Running like that. I mean, that went pretty well. Oh, hollow one. Oh, what a deck. What a deck. I mean, I think we keep this. So turn 1 yeah, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try to see what happens. Not necessarily the most explosive hand, but turn 1, we can Mako. Turn 2, ideally draw land, double Mako, but we got the Faithless Looting to grow the Mako. We can Faithless Looting the Ballista into the graveyard. All right, scary card. Sigarda's Aid. Well, that card can do some stuff. Opponent passes. Well, Steam Vents, untapped, and Shark Time. Get down the Mako, pass the turn. Brazen Borrower might be key at some point. That's a way we can actually fizzle a hammer attack. If we can get the... I mean, we're going to have to looting next turn. almost assuredly. Opponent, Mox, land. And Soul Guide Lantern. Do they have a threat? Well, if our opponent doesn't have a creature, life is easier. Well, that's Faithless Looting. Oh, that's not good. We'll discard a Ballista. We'll discard a Phoenix. Grow the Mako. Yeah. Okay. Whiffing on lands is sort of disastrous. Get in, hit ya. Pass the turn. All right. No creatures. Bonus Sunbait Canyon. Can crack it to draw a card. Try to find a creature to go with their Sigarda's Aid. What a weird hand. Opponent. Uh-oh. There's a Cloud, Midgar Mercenary, which can get a Colossus Hammer. And opponent can play the Colossus Hammer on the Cloud. All right. Life is now bad. We really need to hit lands. Opponent passes. Oh, boy. Okay. I mean, we would have kept this hand again, but this is about as awkward as a draw can be. Well, I mean, Baby Shark, do, pass the turn. Ugh. Well, sometimes you only got one land in the top million cards of your deck. I think this was a good one land, one keep, but it's not going to work out here. With the Faithless Looting, you gotta keep it, though. Steel Cutter for our opponent. Puts it on the Cloud to get trample. It's kind of cute. In this deck, Cutter is kind of an actual equipment. Like, you actually want it for trample on your Cloud. Opponent gets in, hits us. We have to draw land this turn or we're dead. It's as simple as that. If we draw land, we can try to bounce the Cloud to stay alive. Opponent out of cards. I don't know about this Moxin. I don't know about this, all the Mox plan in Hammer Time. I am not sold. It looks very airy. I feel like our opponent had to get lucky because our hand was just like dump a bunch of nothingness. So I feel like they had to get lucky to win this one. We do not draw land, and I mean, sometimes you never draw the land. What if we go down a Phoenix for a Bowmasters? Let's go 2 and 2. 2 Frogs, 2 Phoenix, or 2 Frogs, 2 Bowmasters, running like that. I mean, we're on the play for game number 3, and hopefully we have a Meltdown, which we got it. We're going to keep it. We might regret it, but we're going to keep it because I feel like Meltdown is potentially just a game ender against our opponent's deck. Very scared that we once again have a one-lander, and it really didn't work out last time, but we're just going to play a tap land, pass the turn. We're not doing anything this turn. We do have a Street Wraith that can cycle, but Meltdown, if they're just doing this dump my hand of mana artifacts, Meltdown is so good. Opponent runs out of Hammer and passes. Can we draw lands? No. Oh, boy. Well, cycle Street Wraith. Land. Please. Okay, Spire Bluff. Let's just play Soul Cauldron. So my initial fear was, well, if we play the Soul Cauldron, we might blow it up with Meltdown. But I feel like Meltdown's going to be X1 most likely against this deck. Bone it. Corey Steel Cutter. Well, I take it back. Bone it. Mox Opal to trigger the Corey Steel Cutter. Okay. Well, Cutter is the reason we could play an X2. Opponent going to get in for 2. Hit us. We will take it. Down to 16. We draw. Burning Inquiry is actually great. So, I mean, let's see what happens. Spin it to win it, Burning Inquiry. Don't discard the Meltdown, please. Oh, we discarded the Meltdown, please. Okay, but we also discarded the Vivi. So we get to have a turn, I think. We can cast a hollow one. Cast a hollow one for free. We can exile Vivi. Put a counter on the hollow one. Play the Mako for 1 mana. Add blue mana. Winter Night Stories. Street Wraith. Wooded Foothills. Sack Wooded Foothills. Grab a mountain. Faithless Looting. Discard. And now we can Winter Night Stories. Tap the Mako. Land and Faithless Looting. Wow, we are popping off. Mako. Make red mana. Faithless Looting. Discard and discard. Grow the Mako. Faithless looting. What a turn. This is like a storm deck, and there's an unholy heat. Discard a street wraith. Discard an unholy heat. Grow the Mako up to 10 power on turn 3. Cast another hollow one. And we will pass the turn. Okay. Vivi Cauldron. Wow. Opponent plays. Holy mother of pure steel paladin for our opponent. Sure. And opponent going to equip the Colossus Hammer. Play another Colossus. Oh my god, are we going to die? Are we going to die to double Colossus Hammer? Opponent prowess triggers. I don't think we're dead, but this is very bad. We're going to have to like double chump. Because opponent can equip for free because of the pure steel, 23 power. And a Sigarda's to trigger prowess. Okay, wait. We take Exaxes? No. You gotta be kidding me. We soak up 9, we die. Yep. I mean, that's the game. Well, we had a turn. Unfortunately, Vivi only makes mana during our turn, so we cannot use it to play the Brazen Borrower. Ah, boy, what a waste. Corey Steelcutter, the bane of everything that is good and holy. My god. Well, okay, so we got to see that Vivi Cauldron Hollow One can do some stuff. Sadly, it did not lead to a win. Were we supposed to not do that? Were we supposed to just sit back on a Brazen Borrower? Nah, there's no way. There's no way. Because we weren't anywhere near dead on board. They needed to have literally exactly Pure Steel Colossus Hammer, right? Second Colossus Hammer. So I think we played that as well as we could have, and it just wasn't good enough. We got some ways to do some looting. We will see what happens, but this hand could be pretty good. About it. Undercity Source mills a shadowy Backstreet. Well, let's see what we find. Mirard. Okay. Well, in that case, let's play the land, crack the land, grab us a Blood Crypt or Steam Vents, and let's go Blood Crypt untapped and get down Marauding Mako and pass the turn. Opponent fled his strand. So if our opponent tries to Bowmasters, we can cycle the Street Wraith. Psychic Frog. Okay. I mean, that's a good one. That is a good one. Well, let's see what we find. We untap. We draw another Soul Cauldron. Well, step 1, cycle Street Wraith. See if we can find a land. Grow the Marauding Mako. Well, step 2, Burning Inquiry. See what happens. Hopefully find a land. We would like to discard the Vivi. We'd like to... Oh, all right. Force of Negation. Okay, well, that's awkward. Pass the turn. Yeah, that's bad news. That's really... Now we don't even need a land. Oh, and then the frog gets to pop off. All right, that force was bad. That force was bad for us. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent gonna get in. We can't realistically block, so our opponent gets to draw even more Magic the Gathering cards, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Back up to 4 cards. And opponent. Tainted Indulgence. Gonna draw and discard. Yeah, missing land drops is not great. This is a pretty land... Wow, they pitch a forest. Play an island. Opponent passes. Can we draw anything? No. Well, let's try this again. Burning Inquiry. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. But we did not draw land. Do we attack? I mean, I guess we must. Wow, that's so not good. Okay. Hit you with the Mako. Where's all the lands? One land in our top 15 cards. Opponent. And now we're kind of getting punished for getting this Black Source. because we can't Winter Night Stories, which is in the graveyard. Opponent hits us, draws another card. Corrects the land. Staying back on defense doesn't do anything because they can just eat cards from the graveyard anyway. So if we do that, they still get in with a frog. It's not like we can stop it by blocking. Opponent, surveil land. Pitches an ephemerate. Well, okay, we untap. Well, let's Faithless Looting. We found a land. Discard a Vivi. Soul Cauldron. Grow the Mako. Steam Vents. Untapped. Go to combat. Get in with a shark. All right, so we gain a bunch of life. If we try to kill the frog, our opponent would have to discard their hand to keep it alive. Yeah, let's pass. I think upkeep, we're going to try to kill the frog. Worst case, it puts our opponent down to one card in hand, which is something. So bolt the frog. Opponent, going to pitch their hand, Gorya's Vengeance, and Gorya's Vengeance. All right. Well, our opponent's out of cards for now. We'll see if it matters. Opponent's got the frog up to 3 power, gonna get in and hit us. Yep, down to 15, draws another card. Finds a Tamiyo and passes. We draw a Detective's Phoenix. Well, let's play the Mako. Let's Burning Inquiry. Grow the Mako. Another force. Wow! Okay, opponent. Force number million while past the turn. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Wow, opponent's hitting all the forces. Oh, man. If only we were drawing lands, this would be so explosive. But as it is, we're getting all of our cards forced. And our opponents they're just popping off with this card advantage. It turns out there's a lot of creatures in Modern Horizons 3 that draw you a card whenever they attack or deal damage. And our opponent can just freely discard their hand and then redraw it. Gonna flip the Tamiyo. Tamiyo, gonna tick up. Plays a land. Yeah, I mean, I think this might just be over at this point. Another Detective's Phoenix. I will complain a little bit that we're drawing lands as if we were running 6 lands in our deck. And why we're not a land heavy deck, we are playing more than 6 lands. The land pinch is just absolutely ruining our day. Well, let's Detective's Phoenix on the Mako. Exile. I guess that's all we can realistically do. It's not even good. Go to combat. Attack the Tamiyo. Yeah, it's tough with just 2 lands. Hit the Tamiyo for 2. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Polluted Delta. Ticks up Tamiyo. Goes to combat. Gets in with the ridiculously overpowered frog. Discards a land. Hits us. Draws another card. And opponent passes. We draw. Not a land. Good lord. Good lord. This is becoming ridiculous. All right. I mean, I imagine we just lose here. Play the Soul Cauldron. Soul Cauldron. Exile Vivi. And opponent has some sort of interaction. Slink into Stupor. Gets rid of the Mako. Okay. Well, put the counter on the Phoenix. Let's Winter Night Stories. Discard 2 cards. Phoenix and Phoenix. Wooded Foothills. Crackwood. If we finally have found land number 3. Get a mountain. Detective's Phoenix. On the Detective's Phoenix. Exile. I mean, this theoretically gives us a blocker for the frog that leaves the body behind. Yeah, we've just been spending this entire game fighting and clawing to draw a land. Meanwhile, our opponent's drawing half of their deck over there. We can't kill the Tamiyo, sadly, because if we kill the Tamiyo, we die. Instead, we have to stay on defense and try to block this frog. Decent chance we're dead here. Despite all this, we're actually kind of close to winning. We're just too far behind this frog right now that we can't take another hit from it because they just discard all their cards and we take 7. If we could actually race, we'd have a shot. Gets in with the frog. Well, we will block with the Phoenix. Opponent gonna start discarding. Discards a land. Yeah, Phoenix down. Opponent gonna get back the Slink into Stupor with the Tamiyo and pass. All right, well, What do we find? Spirebluff Canal. It's a land, but it's a bit tapped. So I think we play a Mako. Step 1. Burning Increase. Step 2. Oh, okay. So we get counters on the Mako. That's actually kind of big. Because now we can use the Mako for mana. Detectives, Phoenix, the Mako. Yeah, I guess we got to exile the Phoenix. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Exile the Phoenix. Phoenix on the Mako. So let's make 6 mana. Red, red, blue, blue, red, blue. Play a Faithless Looting. Trigger Vivi. Draw 2, discard 2. Discard a Winter Night Stories. Faithless Looting. Actually, let's discard the Mako. Winter Night Stories. Yeah, Winter Night Stories, Faithless Looting. Can we win from here? So that grows the Mako. Swing face. Our opponent needs multiple answers, because we have the Ballista in the graveyard that we can exile to the Soul Cauldron. Goryo's Vengeance, Atraxa. Well, in that case, I think we have to exile the Atraxa. Put a counter on Phoenix. So that takes away the Ballista line. So we know they can slink into Super the Mako. Okay, they slink into Super the Mako. Yep. We knew that was going to happen. We get mana on the Phoenix. We can make 3 mana. Cast Faithless Looting. Grow the Vivi. Discard and discard. Play the Hollow One. Make some mana. Blue, red. Winter Night Stories. Tap the Hollow One. Vivi. Draw some cards, make some mana. We will discard a Mako. Faithless Looting. Trigger Vivi. Discard and discard. Play the Bloodstained Mire. And pass the turn, see if we remain alive. Oh my goodness. Opponent untaps. They need 2 cards in hand to discard to the Frog, but they also need to remove the Detective's Phoenix. So I think we can stay alive. And opponent scoops it. Oh my god, that game. I can't believe we won that game. That was... Okay, I'm starting to realize this deck plays a lot differently than normal Hollow One. It really does. This has a whole nother element to it. There's not many times, like usually when I record a video, sometimes I get in a couple of warm-up matches. A lot of times I just find a deck I like and jump into it. I feel like this deck has about infinite sneaky lines, and I'm almost regretting not doing any test matchups because I'm sure there's at least one of you out there that's yelling at your screen like, oh my god, you could have done that so much easier. But in the end, we overcame not drawing a land for infinite time, and then also somehow, some way, overcoming that frog. Wow. Okay, that was ridiculous. So opponent's playing Esper. I could see then Holy Heat's being good. Maybe the Brazen Borrower. Maybe go down like a Winter Night Stories, a Street Wraith, a Bowmaster? Bowmaster seems really good. What else can we cut? Phoenix also seems really good. Phoenix is good with Vivi too. What can we cut? We are only 17 lands, which is not 6, but it is also not a very high number. Maybe it is 1 Phoenix. All right. I mean, plus Egg of the Soul Cauldron we kind of need because it's graveyard hate for Goryo's too. Wow, that was an insane game. That was a literally straight up insane game of Magic. All right. 1 land, 1... I feel like this is just 1 land, 1 keep the deck. We're always going to be 1 land, 1 keep it. Pout it. Polluted Delta. Cracks Polluted Delta. Tameo. Silly Tameo. Silly Busted Tameo. Opponent Water Grave untapped. And Silly Busted Tameo. Well, all right. We untap. And draw a Faithless Looting. Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab us a Steam Vents. Untapped. And get down the Mako. Pass the turn. Plains. And Gonna get in with the Tamiyo, make a little clue. We draw Bowmasters. Oh boy, we gotta do it. We don't have a choice. Faithless, if they have a Bowmasters, it's so brutal. But we gotta hit our lands. All right, opponent's stacking a clue. That's better than a Bowmaster. And opponent's going to force a negation, pitching an Atraxa. The idea of this deck is we're really light on lands, but we can find them with our Faithless Lootings, but that doesn't work if our opponent just counters every Faithless Looting. Opponent gets in with the Tamiyo, makes a clue. Although I guess it worked out last game eventually somehow. Opponent land. Now we gotta try to Burning Inquiry. Opponent passes. We draw. Faithless Looting. Let's try this again. Instant replay. Faithless Looting. Come on, opponent. Come on, opponent. Tell me this is not real. No. Okay, opponent's getting a tap land. I thought they were gonna get a blue source and just counter again. Well, we'll discard a Winter Night Stories. We'll discard a Vivi. We get a Wooded Foothills. We pass the turn. We are still off to a pretty slow start. Emperor of Bones. Yup. Gonna go to combat. Going to exile Winter Night Stories. Okay. Gets in with the Tamiyo. Well, let's crack the Wooded Foothills. Grab a Blood Crypt tapped. Opponent gets more clues. Yup. And passes. We draw land, which is kind of nice. Oh, we got to go for it. Oh, we got to go for it. So, okay. Craig Bloodstainmire. Grab us a mountain. So we are going to 1-2. Run out of Bowmasters. Snipe the Emperor of Bones. This is risky, but we got to try. Burning Inquiry. Opponent's hand is double Solitude to kill the Bowmasters. Okay. Well, that's bad, because now they get to do Emperor of Bones things. Oh, no. And Tamiyo flips. And we end up with a bunch of lands in hand. All right, well, pass the turn. Not exactly how we drew it up. We discarded all of our good cards and flipped our opponent's Tamiyo. If they didn't have a removal spell, we actually could have dealt with their stuff, though. But now our opponent gets to start reanimating, and we are in an incredibly bad spot now. Opponent gonna kill the token, because now we can't draw cards because of the Bowmasters. And our hand, we went from never being able to draw land to just having all the lands. So the Bowmasters goes away. Well, I mean, I guess we got a Faithless Looting. I don't know what else we're doing. We need to find something. So the Ballista doesn't do much. Discard the Stories. Discard the Ballista. Now what? 4 or 5. Oh, we're taking so much. Let's Burning Inquiry. I'll play this. This is going so poorly. Pass the turn. We're getting picked apart this game. Opponent cracks the Flooded Strand. Turns out Force Negation seems really good against us. Milzagoria's Vengeance. Gonna crack a clue to draw a card. Going to be a Faithless Looting. Yeah, we didn't find any hollow ones either. Opponent gets in, hits us. We need a good hollow one draw where we just drum. We're going to be on the draw for game number 3. If we can just get a good hollow one draw, I feel like that should beat what our opponent's doing. Opponent getting back the Force of Negation again. And then plays a land, so they have a Force of Negation. And I think that does it. We draw a Mako. Well, I mean, play the Mako. And pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, I think we're like 99% dead here. About it. Cracks a Polluted Delta. Gonna grab a Shadowy Backstreet. Sure. Mills a land. Stack does cool things, though. I don't know if it's any good, but boy, when it pops off, it does some cool things. Opponent. Emperor Bones. Gonna exile even more lootings. Gonna go to combat. And our opponent has 4 cards in hand. Yeah. What other MH3 cards could we add to this deck? Fountain hits us down to 5. Hollowed Fountain tapped. Yeah, I think this is it. We draw something that can't resolve because of Egg of the Soul, or because of a Force Negation. Yeah, Force Negation. Pretty obnoxious. Well, I mean, do we need Surgical? Do we even care about Surgical? It does stop their Goryo's plan. But bringing it in also makes our deck worse, because we're going to have to cut something we want. But if they reanimate an Atraxa, it's just going to beat us. Wintermorn Stories is so cool if we start comboing. Mako goes so good with Vivi. You know what? Let's go on Frog. Run it like that. Stupid Frog. All right, we're on the play. Can we just get like a hollow one start? Not exactly, but we're going to keep this. So we get Mako on turn 1. We have a Faithless Looting. We have a reasonable amount of land cards, which is something we cannot always say about this deck. Well, let's Spirebuff Canal and get down the Mako. Opponent, Marsh Flats, and passing. Well, let's start with a Faithless Looting. Discard the Phoenix. Discard a land. Grow the Mako. Get in with the Mako. Hit you for 3. Okay, the hollow one is big. We're going to have to spend a mana on it, but this gets us off to a much faster start. Let's crack. Grab the mountain. Play the hollow one past the turn. Okay, 7 power on turn 2. That's better. That's better. Opponent cracking the Marsh Flats. No shenanigans, please. No shenanigans. Surveils a Tainted Indulgence. It's not an Atraxa, though. Opponent. And we got 2 removal spells left over in hand. Untapped. Emperor Exile the Phoenix, pretty good for our opponent. Because that also turns off the Unholy Heat. Yep, there's Emperor. So that can exile the Phoenix to turn off the Unholy Heat. Although we can still kill it for 2 damage. What do we find? Anything good? I get the Soul Cauldron. That is good. So we are going to Unholy Heat the Emperor of Bones. Play the land. Go to combat. Get in for 7. Oh, we got a shot. We got a shot. We got a shot. Hit ya. Down to 7. Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Blood Crypt. Untapped. Soul Cauldron. Pass the turn. All right. Hold. 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 We can shut down the graveyard. We're not going to die to reanimation. Did we get him? Did we get him? Are we taking down Goryo's? Opponent. Psychic Frog. Okay. Sure. And, well, we will exile the Emperor of Bones. Put a counter on the hollow one. Untap. Orcish Bowmasters. We're going to make our opponent do something here. Get in. If they block the Mako, we should be able to win with Lightning Bolt. Okay, so they have to discard some cards. Opponent discards a Goryo's. Sure. Do they have Force Blue card is going to be the question. Ephemerate. Sure. Actually, I guess we can let it resolve. Sure. Deal some damage. Well, step 1, Orcish Bowmasters. Ping the Frog. Make our opponent discard if they want to keep it. And then, if their last 2 cards are Force Blue card, they survive. If not, Yora's Vengeance discarded. Bolt your face? Opponent discards. And scoops! Yes! Oh my goodness. Taking down Goryo's with Vivi Hollow One. And this deck is kind of crushing it. Oh my goodness. Oh, we have done some sweet things, and we're up to 2-1. So there's a chance the kids get a little snack at least. Future Seth here. So quick story time. I know. You can see me moving in my mouth. No words coming out. I messed up this recording. I had to record a short, so I muted my audio to snag some audio off YouTube for the short, and I forgot to unmute myself, so I recorded this entire match without my audio, but I want to include it for the sake of completion. Good news is, we're playing against Esper's Goryo's again, which is the deck we just played last round, so we already know what it's doing. Interesting note of this game one is we mulligan to 5 and keep a pretty sketchy hand of 2 lands, Hollow One, Soul Cauldron, Winter Night Stories. The good news is, our opponent plays in early Felicia Archaeologist and gets the Goryo's Vengeance, so we know they have the reanimation in hand, but proceeds to whiff and whiff and whiff and whiff it, finding something to actually reanimate with the Goryo's Vengeance, which buys us an incredible amount of time to piece together just some janky beats. We draw a Mako, we get down a Bowmasters. Eventually, Winter Night Stories gives us enough looting that we can discard some cards. We find a Street Wraith that we can cycle to get down a Hollow One. And in the end, the janky beats end up being good enough. Our opponent just kind of does nothing and never finds a finisher, and we're able to just eventually get the job done with Bowmasters and Burning Inquiries for some triggers, and our opponent just never found the win, and we able to pick it up in game one. Sideboarding, we bring in Surgical Extraction, and really, that's kind of about it. The Flusterstorm also just to fight against Goryo's Vengeance. I will say, just so it's clear, I'm not intending to make content like this. I know it's a little janky, but I want to include this match. So more matches aren't going to be like this. In game 2, we keep a pretty good hand, actually. We get to keep 7. We have some looting effects. We find a Faithless Looting. The Bowmaster's really good because they loot to get cards in the graveyard. And hilariously, it kind of plays out very similar to game 1. Our hand, thankfully, is a bit more explosive. We had an option here to try to Burning Inquiry and play the Hollow Ones, but instead we decide to get on the Bowmasters first because Bowmasters Burning Inquiry, really, really powerful. Our opponent just blinks their Felicia Archaeologists a bunch and finds more Ephemerates, and they have a Goryo's Vengeance, but aren't really doing much of anything. We get to Burning Inquiry to get rid of the Archaeologists, get a bunch of triggers, get down a Hollow One for free. Sadly, we discarded one of our Hollow Ones and start beating our opponent down, and the end result of this game, very similar to game 1. Our opponent kind of spins their wheels, casts a few removal spells, but never actually ends up finding anything to reanimate with a Goryo's Vengeance. Here we do Flusterstorm, this removal spell, to keep our Bowmasters around because it's a really fast clock with this Burning Inquiry. The Burning Inquiry sadly does get got by a Force of Will, which keeps our opponent alive, but in the end, the janky beats end up being enough, and our opponent just never really found a way to win the game, so we just piece it together with a bunch of random creatures and a Hollow One, and opponent eventually goes out on their own terms by cracking a fetch land. We're up to 3-1. Unfortunately, in match 4, I had myself muted. We did win 2-0. I think we got to mulligan this. Actually, we're on the play. We got to, you know what? We'll keep this. Frog is very good. I think we keep this based on frog power. So yes, if there's a match missing and you don't understand why, it is because I had myself muted. I don't know if I can fix it or not. We'll see. There might be some awkwardness. Bound it. Flooded Strand. Cracks it. But we are up to 3-1, so the kids are eating. Bound it. Watery Grave. Untap down to 17. And Tamiyo. Okay. Busted. Bound it passes. Winter Night Stories that we left on top. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Cracked a Bloodstained Mire. Grab us a Blood Crypt untap. And I think it is frog time. I feel like we've played against some sort of Esper pile almost every round. Well, Tamiyo versus Frog. Magic the way that Modern Horizons 3 intended. About it. Swamp. And going to do a little thought seizing. Sees double Vivi and a Winter Night Stories. A relatively thought seize proof hand. Like the Winter Night Stories, we can flash back eventually. Vivi, we got a backup. The Tamiyo is an issue. Our deck is not especially good at killing things. So this Tamiyo is going to do Tamiyo things. Takes a Winter Night Stories. Oh, and Fatal pushes a frog. Yeah, can't do anything about that. Opponent gets in with the Tamiyo. Well, I guess it's going to be up to Vivi to save us this game. Opponent gets in, hits us. It's a Spire bluff, not great. Well, 1, 2, and 3. Vivi power. Pass the turn. Yeah, we have drawn a lot of lands this game. Kind of flooding out. Opponent gonna get in with a Tamiyo. Make another clue. Sure. We don't even have anything to play to trigger the Vivi, which is kind of awkward. Opponent, surveil land. So Esper, once again. Esper all the time. Maybe I'm glad that last match didn't actually have any audio because it was just, oh no, this is the worst running imaginable. Oh, this is bad running. Oh my god. Okay. Well, yeah, we will pass the turn. This is what happens when you never draw a Faithless Looting or a Burning Inquiry. Opponent. Gonna crack the clue. Draw a card. Yeah, this is the saddest Vivi I've ever seen. Next turn might actually be 5 mana Winter Night Stories just to try to do something with our lives. Opponent getting it with the Tamiyo. Sure. Hits us for 0, but gets another clue. We only have 1 Surveil land, so we can't fetch up a Surveil land. I guess we can fetch up Preordain for our opponent. Is it flip Tamiyo time? Is that the direction we're going? We really need to draw a card draw spell, some sort of looting effect. Opponent Preordains. 2 to the bottom. And then Tamiyo. Let's see what they do with it. Tamiyo flips. I guess you just got to tick it up. Ticks up the Tamiyo. Plays a land. Cracks the Polluted Delta. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have kept this in. Maybe leaning on Frog is just not good enough. An opponent has a Frog. Well, all right. Thin the deck. Do we even have, okay, 2 fetchable lands left? Get his Steam Vents. All right, can we please draw some action? Faithless Looting, Burning Inquiry. Oh my god, it's even... Okay, well, Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Get literally the last fetchable land out of our deck. Okay, we got to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10 of the 17 are down. We are going to cast the fullest priced Winter Night Stories from the graveyard. 5 mana. Trigger Vivi. Opponent has a Force of Negation. Well, we will pass the turn. I do not feel at all good about where... This has been the most ridiculously poor running. About it. What do you got about it? What do you got? My god, this draw. Vivi. Vivi's not enough. Opponent. Gonna get back to Thoughtseize. Well, joke's on you, opponent. We don't believe in drawing anything but lands this game. So, yeah, take that Vivi. If they kill the Vivi on board, we might just scoop. I don't know how we realize, like, we won't scoop, but boy, this is about as bad as a draw can get. Opponent, 3 mana. I feel like Vivi's about to die. Prismatic Ending, sure. Gets in with a Frog to draw cards, sure. Opponent passes. Vivi. I mean, we're good at drawing Vivis. That's all we're good at. Play Vivi. Play Steam Vents. I don't even know if it's worth playing the Steam Vents at this point. It might be worth holding on to it just for looting purposes. But I feel like we're pretty far out of it this game. Our opponent doesn't even have the kindness to present a real clock. I mean, I guess Frog is a real clock, but our opponent just keeps chipping in for 1. They're kind of playing like a control deck at the moment. Is this Esper control? Opponent. Sure. Do your thing. Opponent going to draw a card. Hit us down to 13. And Preordain, that's got to be number 4, right? Number 3. Yeah. And opponent leaves 1 on top. Plays a land. And passes. We draw a Lightning Bolt. And opponent. Thinking of doing something in response. 3 mana. Esper Charm. Well, in response, see if we can kill this Tamiyo. We'll discard a Blood Crypt. This is definitely just Esper control. Well, get in for one with the Vivi. It doesn't even work because the Tamiyo still triggers. Bonnet cracks down to 9. Gets a Surveil Land. Yeah, this is just control, isn't it? Mills a Frog. Bonnet untaps. Yeah, Vivi's funny. We've seen Vivi do some ridiculous things when we pop off with it, but this is just like the nightmare Vivi draw. Like it looks so bad this game. It's looked very good throughout our league, but my God, does it look bad right now? This is Vivi at its absolute worst. And we're actually, the Bowmasters might be enough to get the scoop here. Street Wraith. Yeah, we're going to go to game 3. Now we can't even draw cards to try to find answers. So yeah, that was not good. That was about as bad as it gets. We'll bring in 2 Unholy Heats. Go down. A Winter Night Stories, a Street Wraith. Maybe the Brazen Borrower over a Phoenix, I guess, and try it like that. All right, we got that one out of the way. That was the draw every land in existence game plan. I guess maybe I was thinking, okay, we got a Frog, we got Vivi. All we need to draw is like a Looting. This hand's kind of interesting, but maybe we should have just tried to get a more hollow winning hand. All right, I mean, this we're gonna keep. We'll see if it's good enough. But let's play our Mountain and get down to Metco. Pass the turn. Bowmasters into Burning Inquiry would be sweet. If our opponent just goes Thoughtseize Burning Inquiry, this hand becomes much less exciting. Tamiyo for our opponent. Well, untap. We will Blood Crypt untapped and go to combat. I expect we probably get free damage here. Blocking seems risky. Yeah, opponent's going to take it. We know that, you know what? We're just going to run out this Bowmasters. We know they're playing Counterspell. We saw it in game 1. So I think it's worth just getting down the Bowmasters while we know we can. Bowmasters Burning Inquiry, kind of a combo. Opponent going to get in with the worst case, at least the Bowmaster slows down our opponent's card drawing. If our opponent also finds a Bowmasters, then this might just be a bad matchup. Bowmaster is very good again. Ooh, Preordate. Okay, no Bowmasters. That's good. Can we resolve the Burning Inquiry? That's the real question. If we can resolve the Burning Inquiry, we might be able to just run away with this game. Paying it a 15. Opponent, Polluted Delta. Cracks Polluted Delta. I guess worst case, we can play a Phoenix or a Frog. All right, opponent's going to Fatal Push to get rid of the Bowmasters. Well, we got to spin it to win it here, I think. So we are going to play the Spire Bluff Canal. Burning Inquiry. Spin it to win it. Hold on to that hollow one. Okay. So opponent's going to flip the Tamiyo, which we can immediately kill. We will play a free hollow one. Run out a Psychic Frog. Kill the Tamiyo. Wow, that went so good. Forcing our opponent to flip the Tamiyo was actually huge. Well, hit ya. Oh, opponent also discarded Harbinger of the Seas Kaido, another Tamiyo, and opponent. Cannot beat the Burning Inquiry. And all right, that went much better. We gotta be able to pressure. We gotta be able to pressure. All right. Yeah, run it back on the draw for game number 3. Can we finish with a 4-1? Grinding through infinite Esper decks. My God. I feel like it's been Esper like at least 3 rounds out of our 5. This hand. You know what? I think we keep this. I know I just preached about keeping an explosive hand, but I think Bowmaster's Lightning Bolt is actually very good. Lightning Bolt can kill the Tamiyo, which is huge. And then next turn we can Bowmasters. Hopefully they don't follow up with a Frog. That would be kind of annoying. Opponent, Gloom Lake Verge, and passing. Well, we will play a Bloodstained Mire and pass the turn. When it comes to Bowmasters Wars, it is good to be the second Bowmaster. Actually kind of hoping they just flash in a Bowmaster here. All right, opponent does not. Hollowed Fountain for opponent. And passing. Well, let's crack the Bloodstained Mire. Grab a Thundering Falls. We will keep the Mako. The Mako's good. Let's Blood Crypt. Untapped. Get down Marauding Mako. And this also lets us leave up the Bowmasters. And if our opponent tries to Bowmasters the Mako, we can cycle the Street Wraith to grow it outside of Bowmaster's range. All right, opponent's just going to Fatal Push. Yeah, we can't actually stop that. Sure. Opponent untaps. Polluted Delta. And man, I feel like they could definitely still have a Bowmaster. Yeah, we're gonna wait. We draw a Frog. Well, that's 1-2. Run out the Frog. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Polluted Delta. Gonna get a Surveil land. Mill it. Opponent leaves it on top. All right, probably a removal then. All right, opponent already has Fatal Push number 2. All right, so opponent's doing a good job drawing all their removals. And preordains. I really want to start doing stuff. I'm just so worried about the Bowmasters. Next turn, we might have to Faithless Looting to Fairy Time Reveler. Okay. Takes it up. Well, okay. Now we don't got to worry about Bowmasters, at least. Can we find a hollow one? Okay, there's a hollow one. So I think we cycle Street Wraith, step 1. Play a Faithless Looting. Step 2. Discard a Detective Phoenix and a Winter Night Stories. Or do we hold on to the stories? Yeah, I think it's Winter Night Stories. Then we can free Hollow one. And then I think we... Oh, interesting. Land, creature, sorcery. Yeah, I think we just Unholy Heat to Fairy. And then put the Phoenix on the Hollow one. And smack you for 6 down to 9. All right. What do you got, opponent? That was our big turn. We got through the Teferi. We hit you down to 9. About it. Passing. Okay. We draw looting. Well, I mean, go to combat, attack. Going to purge the Phoenix. I'll hit you in the Hollow one. Down to 5. And yeah, let's just pass in Bowmaster. The pressure's on. We've been crushing people with this deck, opponent. The Psychic Frog. Okay, good card. And passing. Well, I mean, it is time to try Bowmaster. Opponent. Going to counter. Okay. Well, this means they have to chump if they want to block with the Frog. Wow. Oh, game. Bowmaster number 2. Can't stop that. And that is the 4-1. Vivi Hollow one taking down almost all comers. We got 5 treasure chests open. The kids are eating tonight. Oh man, if only I hadn't messed up recording that. I'm going to fix that somehow. I'm going to fix it somehow for y'all. All right, let's crack some treasure chests and then wrap up this deck. That went way better than I would have expected. Hollow one might be back, and Vivi really opens up some entirely new lines of attack. But well, let's see what we can see. Treasure chest number 1. We get Barret from Final Fantasy Commander, Metropolis Reformer, Ocean of Cleansing Fire. Right, nothing of value there. Chest number 2. Commune with Lava, War of the Worlds. I do like the art on World at War, saying that all backwards. The art is cool. The card, Soulstone saying, wow, the all land pack. Okay. I mean, Soulstone Sanctuary playable. Blaze Pathway kind of playable. Misty Rainforest, very good. Also, none of those are super expensive on Moto, but Lightning Security Sergeant. Old Border Keller, now the all red bag, Chandra Flamewave. All right, can we at least get one good card out of our treasure chest? Please, please. And now the all black bag. Weird treasure chest. The good news is the deck kind of crushed it. So we went 4-1 with Vivi Hollow One, and I think we actually got to see all of the aspects of the deck. We got to see Hollow One style wins where we just like do our Faithless Suitings or our Burning Inquiries, end up with a couple of Hollow Ones, we beat you down. We also got to see the Vivi Soul Cauldron stuff be absolutely wild. Like, it didn't come up a ton of games, but the games where it did come up, getting a Soul Cauldron, exiling a Vivi, and then like Marauding Mako puts counters on itself, even just putting counters on the Hollow One or something, the army from Bowmasters, gives us these like combo turns where it feels like we're almost like a Storm deck, where it's like, where you can do the Hollow One thing, but we can also just have this draw most of our deck, cast all of our spells, make all this mana, do all the things turns with Vivi and Soul Cauldron. And I think it adds a really interesting element to the deck that wasn't really there before. Before with Hollow One, you just kind of like dump your hand and cross your fingers and hope for the best. And it's still very good, but this adds this new line of attack where you can theoretically win the game out of the blue by storming off with Vivi and just casting a ton of spells. And that's something that the deck just couldn't do before. Plus, we didn't actually see it happen in our games, but Walking Ballista is the other finisher. Like, if we do the Vivi things, we can theoretically draw through our deck, get the Ballista in the graveyard, remove all the counters from Makos and Vivis and so forth, and just burn our opponent out that way. So I really like this deck. The matchups in this league were really weird. I will say, I've been having more and more fun playing Modern. I've started to just realize that, yeah, it's kind of Modern Horizons block constructed, but if you just think of it like that and embrace the fact that you're going to be playing Frogs and Bowmasters, and that's just like what Modern is these days, it still is a fun format, although our matchups, so much Esper this league. The good news is, apparently Esper is not that bad of a matchup, because we kind of took on all comers along the way, and it ended up with the 4-1. But anyway, that is Hollow One, but with Vivi combos. That's been our deck for today. Finished with a 4-1. Pretty good record. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this new twist on Hollow One, and I will talk to you soon.